What's up, guys? It's Tony from Lone Wolf Paintball, and I'm back with another comparison. We've got the brand new Zero-GX harness by HK Army versus the Zero-G 2.0.
And why? Because who's the best source for harnesses?
Best source for harnesses is lonewolfpaintball.com, of course. So we're hopping right on into this one. Yeah, we got our Max Lock pods over here by HK Army. It'd only be right since we're doing an HK Army pod pack video. Also the best source for pods, you already know. You want to start with the Zero-G 2.0 mark or the Zero-GX?
Let's start with the old school, the G.
So we're going to go Zero-G 2.0. Obviously, you guys can see, yeah, very nice pod pack. Obviously loved by many, many players, but it's always got to be something newer on the market. So the front face, or however you want to call this, of their pod pack. This one is the 4+3 version, so your main 4 pods, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then your 3 would go in the middle. You know, your extra 3 would be right here. You get 2 extra on that side, 2 extra on this side. But overall, the overall look of the Zero-G 2.0, nice. It's a nice strapless harness, nice strapless pod pack. If we're looking at, we're taking external features here. So this would be the opposing side of the brand new Zero-GX. You've got your exterior belt to keep those pods nice and tight, a nice low profile. Kind of, you can see back behind there, in which, you know what, this belt does come off. So we're gonna pull that off.
What?
You see, yeah. So the Zero-GX is the first of its kind with a 4-core belt system. So there's four belts. You guys are literally strapped in there. This is the outer belt that keeps the profile nice and tight. Also allows you to hold a couple extra pods, which we'll talk about here in a minute, but this does come off so you guys can see. So kind of, you know, side by side, Zero-G 2.0 versus the X when you take that exterior slip off there. So that's what they look like. You want to talk about capacities or pads or tension control? What do you want to talk about, Mark?
Well, yeah, we needed to see the external. So how many pods does this 2.0 hold?
The 2.0, this is their 4+3 version. So you got your 3 is 7, you got 8, 9, 10, and 11 total with the 2 extra loops each on the outside. The Zero-GX, this version is going to be holding 11 pods total, plus 2 extras if you keep your external belt on. I would only suggest that if you're a back player, you're not going very far off the break. Once again, it holds it nice and tight, but if you're really running, that's a lot of paint to be running with anyways. So if you're a back player, I would recommend those 2 extra bonus pods with that external belt. Very, very nice. We are talking next. We're gonna go...
Let's go belts. Let's flip it around and do the belt.
Okay, let's go belts. So you saw this one, this is the final one that you cinch in with this. I'm gonna throw it back on the harness right now for just a second. But as I said, and I have a full video on this already, guys. I've done a full review, all the pods packed into this Zero-GX. If you're really looking like, hey, what does that look like on, or how does it fit? I've got a full review on this already. But belts, Mark wants to talk belts. 4 core, so you got your outer, there's your 1 belt, set that off. Got your 2s, and then we're talking 3, as we pull that away, and then finally, the 4th. So when you get in this bad boy, like I just said, I have a full video on this already, it's not going anywhere. It's been proven by tons of pro players out there that wear this thing. There's 4 different belts. When you strap this thing on, the pods are not going anywhere. With this, pulling on over back to the Zero-G 2.0, you've got your initial outside, and then got your standard 2. So you've got 2. You're gonna strap in first with this one and then kind of cinch in over top. So you got 2 belts compared to 4 belts. And then this is what they both look like on the inside. So you got the 2.0 right here, and then you've got the X right here. This is where we're talking huge, huge differences in the pod packs and how it operates. Obviously their belt system, number 1, having it 4 different belts to kind of lock yourself in. That's huge. Now we're talking padding. Mark said this before we even started the video. He's like, wow, the padding on the Zero-GX is phenomenal. Yeah, it is. It's got 3 different layers here, 3 different cells if you want to call it. This new padding with the moisture wicking breathability here, very nice, and also removable. So if you are a smaller player, or if it doesn't fit just right on you, you can peel the padded cells right on off. Even the center one too. So all of this stuff is completely removable with the brand new Zero-GX. So there's 3 padding units here, which is very, very nice. And this is also how you access your tension control system right behind here. So tension control also included in the Zero-G 2.0. This is where you tighten or loosen depending on what type of pods the players are using. So all the way across the belt is these tension controls. You can loosen those up with the Velcro attachments. So say you're not using a pod as thick as the Max Lock pod here. You're using just a standard normal pod. You can get in there and kind of tighten it up or loosen it up if you need be, if you're using a bigger pod.
And if you're worried that the pods holders are gonna stretch over time and not be as taut, you can just tighten it up again.
Correct. So right out of the box, I mean, obviously it's a strapless pack, so there's gonna be no bottom Velcro to hold it in. You want those bad boys nice and tight. You don't want that obviously falling out and losing paint. Sometimes games are won by the last pod or even people picking them up off the ground, so you don't want to lose any pods that you don't need to lose. So HK Army coming out with that tension control is a very, very nice feature. Because like I said earlier, you're not, a lot of players aren't using the same pods all the time.
You know what I liked was how thin that pack got when you pulled the pod back out.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a nice, as you pull pods out, it cinches down, gives you a lower profile. Say you are a snake player, the lower you are, obviously you don't want to be getting pod pack shots over the top. So as you pull pods out of this pack, it does shrink down to your body size. Very, very nice. A lot of players absolutely love this. I know a lot of the Houston Heat guys were testing these before they even hit the market. Nothing but great reviews by them. Tension control here in kind of what it looks like on the 2.0. This is just, you know, you just saw what the X looked like, but this is the 2.0. You have your one main padded cell here, and that's pretty much what you got. Then you have access back here, once again, to kind of size up depending on what pods you guys are using. So cool. I mean, I do like, obviously, Zero-G 2.0, a great pod pack, but I think I would much rather be wearing the X. That's no doubt about that. What do you think next, Mark? Anything? What do you want to talk about?
Man, you hit so many cool features. They're both awesome. I do like the new GX's pads a little bit better. They're so much softer. Is there any kind of like sticky tacking on the belts and that to also assist on either one?
So the X definitely does here. The initial one that's going to be on your jersey is going to be, you have the silicone tacking here, also on that main padded cell. So obviously you want to lock in. This is going to be anti-slip, so it's not moving up and down on you. So you've got the silicone tacking there on the X. And on the inside of here on the 2.0, Mark, I don't see anything. So once again, another good upgrade by HK Army. Probably realize you get hot and sweaty. The paint's a little greasy sometimes. You're gonna want that silicone tacking to stay nice and tight to you.
Can I see a pod or two in each of them just so we can see?
For sure.
And then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, you're all right with that. So we got, once again, these HK Army Max Lock. So these are both brand new out of packaging. This one's gonna fight me, I think. So this is where this tension control system, I'm glad you brought that up. This is where the tension control comes in. So now if I'm literally trying to fight, I want it nice and tight so it doesn't fall out. But if it's too tight, man, how am I gonna pull this sucker out? So I might have to go back into the bottom of this, back of this pod pack and kind of undo those Velcro tabs, the tension controls, to fit this pod just a little bit looser so it doesn't have to fight. So I'm trying to get it in there, Mark, bear with me. Okay, it's in there. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get paintballs out of this, so it's not going anywhere. You want me to do another one?
No, you don't have to. Just now do one and the other so we can see them side by side.
And then,
because I'm noticing something and I want to be sure that it is different or not. We'll find out in a second.
That's right.
Did you guys see what I saw? Put in the comments if you've seen what I saw.
Oh, I think.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I popped the top. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I came right through the top there. Yeah, this one does have the what I call that, the eject like release. You shove it all the way in there, and this helps kind of like give you a push down to push the pod out of the actual pack itself. So X does not have what the Zero-G 2.0 has. I don't know how beneficial it is per se. That's something you like, you got options. So either way, it is the Zero-GX versus the previous model, the 2.0, both available still here at LoneWolfPaintball.com.
And just remember guys, X is the new one. X, 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 get the new one, X, X, X. See ya.